Mountaineers will get us underway with the opening kickoff. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Got the quick completion. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. And the Seminoles are in the hurry-up.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Here's the handoff. Can't get him to the ground. Didn't get much done on that line. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard.
And if I'm the running back, I'm going to listen. O-line, can you give me something? Can you give me some space to try to make somebody miss and not have another guy right next to me? I'm giving the offensive line an earful. I need some holes, need some space up front. They got to do a better job.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. This conference has a history of getting wacky, and the last thing you need to do is get off to a slow start in ACC play.
And what does everybody talk about every year, right? Like conference games, how much they matter, the familiarity with everybody around you. You can only start this one time, so let's bring that energy, bring that momentum. Who wants to start the season off right?
Well, the ACC is a conference that feels like oftentimes it just goes down to the wire. And those games late in the season are the ones that really determine what happens. But you got to set yourself up for success, and it starts right here in the first conference game in the ACC for your team. Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Backed up now. Here's second and long. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Inside the 25. Breaks into the open. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Seminoles.
And every team has their script, and they want to get the game off on this foot, and they want to make sure that they have balance and get these plays in and assert the line of scrimmage. Run the football, and they do. They create the explosive run, and they open this football game with a touchdown.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. They'll immediately call timeout. And he finished things off with that 36-yarder for a score. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Catch in the middle, it's Vaughn. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
Not wasting any time. You just watch the opponent go down on their first drive and score a touchdown. So right away, you're aggressive. You're throwing the football on your first play of the game, and you're getting a nice completion. Really nice job.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Quarterback on the keeper. Stop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. He's got an open man. Makes the tackle at the 46, but it's a 15-yard gain to get them into plus territory.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Mountaineers can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Give to the running back. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. The Mountaineers moving quickly to the line.
Man, I love when offenses are not afraid to run the football consecutive times in a row or multiple times in a row. I know everybody wants to air it out, but, man, getting that ground game established, making those linebackers and safeties come up and know that we're going to run the football, I like the way they started this football game.
Hit hard just as he released. On first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Nice job by the defense. A lot of times offenses want time to mesh that RPO and read it. Nah, the defense got in there so fast, they didn't give him an option. Got the nice tackle for a loss, putting the offense in a worse situation.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And if the kicker can put one through, this will be a successful drive. And he's going to have to get into this football. This is a 53-yard attempt. Right down the boulevard. It's good. That'll bring him to within 4.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50 plus, and he did it with ease.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. On the ground, it's Gibson. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Punch it out of the air. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Much of this Seminole foundation was built around great quarterback play, some legends at that position. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. That one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one.
I don't even know if the offense is aware that they have other eligible targets downfield. It feels like every single throw early in this game has gone this guy's way.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Back to pass, it's Applewhite. Throws to the wideout. Got his man downfield. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35. The Seminoles are moving quickly down the field. They'll run it out of the shotgun. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They'll give it to him again. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Man, how about that defense? On the snap, they are in the backfield with great penetration. Nowhere to go for the running back. That defense was sitting on G, waiting on O.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. He's got the tight end. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down. So an example of a tight end doing a little unheralded work to set up a much better third down situation.
And I like the QB here, Reese. I like the decision where I understand, let's get this football out, let's get some positive yards, and then get to third down, and we can still have a better situation now because we got rid of the football and took the yards that were there.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Florida State. Field shrinks, tight end grows. Big targets, big results.
I've never heard it put that way, but you're dang right. That guy is so big. A lot of times you get a DB matched up on him. He can just post him up. A linebacker, he can run by him. So that's why these tight ends are so dangerous down here in this red zone.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the air on first down. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
Yeah, and this has been a struggle for this offense, protecting their quarterback. It's priorities, mission number one, right? Every single game you go into. Last week, I think a lot of the reason they lost was because they gave up so many sacks and hits on their quarterback.
The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. Quarterback making adjustments. On third and long, a check down will be the last resort. Got it in the middle, it's White. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be fourth down. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. And the Mountaineers will try to pin them back with the punt. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. The kick is on its way. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Guys, here comes that Florida State offense back onto the field. They've come out smoking with touchdowns on each of their first 2 drives, and they're back to work now. Had to throw it before he wanted. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
Really nice job by the defense. They know the quarterback was outside the pocket. They were still able to get a hat on him just as he was trying to make that throw and force the incompletion.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to throw, it's Applewhite. Throws to the tight end. Intercepted. Big play, stops the drive. Returns it down to the 47-yard line, and his defense thrives on taking the football away.
QBs have to understand, when I'm throwing against zones, I got to manipulate guys with my eyes. I might have to look one direction to create an opening to throw that ball or zip that ball in. I got to use touch. It's really hard when all eyes are on me, and you can tell the quarterback was not ready and did not make a good throw.
From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
I like the QB here. Very decisive, understanding I get the ball to my slot guy, he can make plays after it. Like the quickness, the speed, the elusiveness. You watch it, man, just he catches the football and a big play can happen. And you saw after the catch, man, he's got some wheels.
Wants to adjust the pattern. Looking to throw on first down. Got a man, it's White. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. The Mountaineers want to move quickly. They'll try the run. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Really nice job by the defense that time, getting a stop. They've been really good so far in this one, shutting this guy down, not letting him break out. You've got the lead. It's tight, though. And you know the opponent is going to keep trying to run it. So can you keep this up here in the second half on defense? That's the question.
It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Got a man, it's White. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, the running back has it. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
And I like the quarterback making the decision quickly. I'm going to give it. I'm not going to throw the football off the RPO and just let my back get some positive yards. You're getting 5+ yards. That is a great job by the offense. Continue to stick with that.
And the Mountaineers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Tough, determined run gets it down to the 12.
Well, obviously the offense went 3 and out on their last drive. They're having a little bit more success here. That was a nice run, and I think that's the key, guys. If they're able to run the football, they're going to be able to stay on the field. And I think that's something you want to think more about if you're the play caller on offense.
He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play.
Well, there was something the quarterback liked in the pre-snap there, thinking his primary target was going to have a favorable matchup. But the defense did a nice job disguising that look. They got more bodies over to him and forced the incompletion.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Right back up top on 2nd and 10. on that pass play in prime position for a score. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can pick up the first without scoring. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away. Slips away. And that defense gets to him, and down he goes at the 9.
And this is what the offense knows they cannot do. They can't allow sacks. In their last game, they were sacked 5 times. Obviously lost that football game. And early in this one, they're having issues again, keeping their quarterback standing up straight.
No good. After the missed field goal, still down by 11.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
Here we go. They'll try to get something on the board here in the final minute of the first half. Back to throw. It's Applewhite. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13. The Knowles racing to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Throws for the tight end. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
He'll take the deep shot. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. And the Seminoles decide to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. They're lining up in the Wildcat. Let's see what they have dialed up for this one. They'll send the back in motion. On the direct snap, it's White. The throw. Incomplete, and they tried to catch him flat-footed on first down, but the defense was ready. We thought we'd see a little Wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's White. Quarterback extends the play. He's knocked out of bounds at the 42. Solid pickup on that one. Just enough time for one final play in this half. Looking to throw for it. Fires to the wideout. He makes a catch. They are on the move as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 28. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Seminoles will boot it away to start the second half. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wants to throw on first down. The short hands. It's White. And a good job of coverage by that defense. Just a short pickup.
Well, it's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out on the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
The give to the back. And the the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. Caught over the middle. It's White. Still on his feet at the 45. And the tackle is made, but not before that completion gets them 30-plus.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys on the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Trying to get behind the defense. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
This offense has had some struggles early in this game so far. They're just trying to get something going, and so you take a shot. You try to find your best one-on-one matchup and see if they can make a play. The defense was ready for it. Good coverage on the back end. They look very prepared. All 11 guys on defense right now playing together as one. Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Wants to throw again. Here comes the heat. Finds his big tight end.
The offense really struggled in the first half of this game, so it was important coming out of halftime. They were able to generate some momentum, get some rhythm offensively, and right now they look like they have it on this drive. Great news to see the quarterback make that last throw there to pick up the 1st down. They need him to play great in the second half.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
How about this defense coming out aggressive on 1st down? They're in the red zone. They're like, no, we're going to take the fight to you. Now setting up a 2nd down and long and putting them in a great position to be successful.
The Mountaineers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Tight end now in motion. To the air on 2nd down. Unloads to the wideout. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the 3rd quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Got the quick pass. Breaks the tackle. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one.
Well, it looks to me like the offense made some adjustments at halftime. Only 3 points in the first half. But here we go in the first drive of this 3rd quarter. And this quarterback looks locked in. Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down.
They've been great on 3rd down. Now to finish the deal on 1st and goal. Wants to go up top. Going for 6. Gets it into the end zone, but wait a minute. We'll have to check out the laundry on the field. And the Mountaineers have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. The snap sets up the throw. Grabbed in the backfield. It's White. Got the completion, but nowhere to go as that defense reacted quickly.
You know, you got to be careful as a QB throwing to your running back in man coverage. If there's a linebacker draped all over him, then that ball's not going anywhere. And you just saw it right there. Better play by the defense.
Might be changing the route. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. He's moving out of the pocket. He's got him. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6.
I like the aggressiveness by this defense. You got to play tight on the wide receivers. There's not a lot of space on the field. You got to be aggressive, and you got to make tackles.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Let's it fly. Throw to the end zone. It's picked off. Brought it back to the 6-yard line after making the interception.
Man, it's so frustrating as a coach because you go into half and you're like, listen, this is what they've been doing. This is what we're getting. Let's go out and execute. And what do? First drive, you throw an interception. You turn the field position to the other side, create momentum immediately. This is an absolute disaster to start the second half.
Rumbles across the 10, down at the 12-yard line after a pickup of 6.
Well, we're not quite in the 4th quarter yet. We're almost there, but you're seeing the attitude shift now for this offense. They've got the lead, so they've got to be able to run the football. You're going to see a lot more of that, I think, as this game keeps going on. They're trying to wear this defense down when the game is almost over.
Trying to seal the edge on the right. Turning it on. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Looking for a physical attack from the gun. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. They bring him down behind the line of scrimmage, and now he'll have to go back to work to get over 100 yards again for the day.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they...
What a job to lay out and make the catch. And the Knowles want to crank the tempo. Looking for a man. It's Applewhite. The screen. He can go. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks.
That's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring 4th down right in the face.
A bold decision to go for it on 4th down, and one that did not pay off. First play of the drive comes from the 38. Starts a drive trying to go up top. They're setting up the screen. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there.
And this offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
At this point in the game, guys, trailing the way they are late in the game, check down throws are not going to get it done. You have got to be more aggressive in the passing game. You're going to have to just start taking shots.
Off the play fake. On the move, he fires. And that's incomplete. A defender all over him. Knocked the
that incompletion, 4th and short now on their own side of the field. I think there's a lot of coaches in normal circumstances that would stay conservative and just punt the ball away, but you're trailing here in the 4th quarter. I think the offense needs to stay out on the field, and you got to go for it.
Gets the back moving. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Down he goes, and the defense snuffs out the... with a sack.
Obviously, they fail on that 4th down, but because there's still time on the clock, this game's not over. Who on defense right now can step up and make a big play and get the ball back to
the Seminoles have it back. They'll try to get that offensive spear flaming. And he dropped it. It looked for all the world like that would be a catch, and he just got too excited.
Well, it's a nice job by the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands quickly on that RPO. He saw something he liked, just not on the same page with his receiver.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Back to pass, it's Applewhite. Bringing the heat. And he'll sail it way too far for everybody.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
3rd down coming, and the Morgantown faithful making it tough on this big play. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, they're after him. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Nice job by the quarterback trying to buy time and scrambling to the right, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. Field goal is good. And now the lead's extended a little further. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, it's gone final in a huge top 25 showdown. Here's how it went down. Miami was able to finish off a close one in South Florida today. They did just enough both offensively and defensively to come away with the dub. Hey, survive and advance. A collision between ranked teams always impacts the big picture, fellas, and it appears that's the case again today.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. Got it in the middle, it's Vaughn. And he's brought down after a huge completion.
What a throw on 1st down, the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
And they pick up just a few on that completion. The Mountaineers will hustle to the line.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
He's got him on the right side. Great job by the receiver to get the foot down.
Well, that's exactly why you practice minute situations. The quarterback knew exactly where to go. He's trying to work the sideline, save some clock. Great route by the receiver getting open, making the catch, getting out of bounds. And this drive is off to a pretty good start.
The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied and the timeout is gone. And the Mountaineers have it with a 1st and 10. Gonna run it. It's White. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, you got to give the defense credit. They knew a big key in this one was slowing this dude down, especially after how well he played the last time out. They have been swarming him. They have been gang tackling him and getting a lot of penetration up front.
Lets it fly. Makes the catch. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it first and goal.
First down, West Virginia.
The Mountaineers didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. They'll use the running game on first and goal. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
Here's a hit. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
This offensive line is not going to like watching the film back tomorrow when they get the opportunity, because they have gotten beat time and time again up front, especially in passing situations. All of the hits, all of the sacks that this quarterback has taken is the biggest reason why they're going to lose this game.
Wants to fire it in the end zone on third and goal. Touchdown, Mountaineers. The offense puts up 6 for that trip to the end zone.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
They want to throw it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. A quick timeout call by the kicking team here. They're sending out the regular kickoff unit, and even with 2 timeouts left, I think they're going to sit there on defense and watch the clock hit 0 if they do this. That one bounds through the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They want that clock to run. Got room at the 35. He's loose on the right. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, no! Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking downfield on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident right now if you're the play caller, certainly if you're the quarterback, that you're going to have time to throw.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. No real chance on the return, but they've got it at the